Today I want to quickly go over the Feh Channel introducing Book 9 and give my thoughts about the new updates. For Book 9, the Askr trio is heading to Asgard, or Asgarder, in the Fey world. This is the realm that Thor and Loki are associated with, so hopefully some exciting developments in regards to whatever they've been doing all this time. Now, the main Book 9 OC is named Rune, a boy who has some kind of blackened right arm that can seemingly use that tablet he's holding. Rune seems to be on the run from Asgard, and naturally Alphonse and the crew are here to help the boy out. In pursuit are two Asgardians with some very interesting magical looking tech. Balder is the celestial sun god, and Feh the Owl called her an investigator of sorts. Last book we had some brightly colored animal aspects on our characters. This year we've got full-on Gundams or whatever. Now, Balder opens up some kind of portal, maybe a gate perhaps, and seemingly takes our Askr crew to Asgard itself, apparently. The other god is Hoder, the dust shadow god and Balder's younger sister. Hoder's got a fancy gun, and the banner trailer showed her as a blue archer, which is kind of funny. As seen from the Asgardian symbol, seems like we're going to be heading to court for Book 9. Besides our new characters, little old Loki makes an appearance, and she's got her new white duds too. Apparently she's got more to show, as seen by those wings. The Book 9 preview from the banner trailer also showed Thor is present. I really hope we get some answers as to whatever they've been doing. The full Book 9 artwork showcases some other characters, seems like two more ladies and what appears to be Allfather in the center. Allfather is a title for Odin, who is generally depicted as an old man with a white beard and one eye. We also saw dark raven looking birds chasing Rune in the beginning, so it seems like we're finally meeting the leader of Thor and Loki. Book 9 will start very soon. Next reset for those of you watching this today. If you beat Chapter 1 of Book 9, you can get Rune for free. I think he's our first guy OC freebie. I'm not going to go into details on the new units revealed. I'll save that for the full banner breakdown. We got the banner trailer though, so we do have more info that I can go over. Rune is a colorless infantry mage with the typical high attack and res, okay speed, and some awful defense stat spread. He is a new type of mythic hero, which we'll come back to at the end of the video. Rune grants warbing to allies and a new empathy status. Empathy grants stats based on the number of statuses active on each team. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but it caps at +7 to all stats. It's similar to the tier 4 Lollyfac, I think. Rune will inflict attack, speed, and res debuffs on grouped up foes, and has sabotage to double down on debuffing. He can get true damage based on statuses active, and has no guard plus 50% DR piercing. Rune then brings a new tier 4 ploy that replaces the stat debuffing with -1 cooldown for the user. This one's for infantry units only. Moving on, to celebrate Book 9, we got login rewards and quests to do, 900 divine codes for normal 5, 900 heroic growls 2, 9 of every blessing, more growls and codes, and a staggering 3 orbs. I'd love to meet the analyst who has calculated that giving 6 more orbs would somehow bankrupt the company. Now, there will also be the usual Aether raid quests if you want to get some special structures for the time. Last, we got a free Book 9 castle design based on Asgard. There will also be double EXP and SP active as well. Moving on, we got a peek at the new Heroes banner from Blazing Blade. Aether, Hector's brother, will be the very first X armored demote since technically Sheena from the launch of the game. We got lots of growl options, but we just don't get armor demotes much at all. Sadly, demote status means Aether is not going to be that crazy. He brings Special Fighter, which is neat, but his Pursuer Axe Plus is just Somerset's Seahorse Axe. With that said, in terms of stats, Aether made out better than most. He is min-maxed decently well for a non-5 star. Upstaging his brother will be attuned Hector, whose outfit is inspired by Elliewood. He's even got an arm as colored Durandal. This Hector kinda has a focus on field buffs, granting defensive res buffs to the team, and basically having treachery that borrows from allies. He even has Wily Fighter 4, which is the exact same as Slick Fighter 4, but it neutralizes the foe's field buffs instead. Now for other effects, Hector gives the Bulwark status to his team and sets up Stone Terrain after acting, another friend for your fortification users. For combat, Hector has flat DR, -2 instant cooldown before the foe attacks, and 50% DR piercing. He uses the cooldown to proc Armored Blaze, and he has his tier 4 Savior skill too. For his attuned X skill, the OG Distant Counter unit brings us Distant Counter Echo. Not as insane of a reveal since the DC Sacred Seal has existed for so long now, but this might be useful for armors who just lack X skills in general. Joining up with Hector as a limited time unit is Rearmed Layla. We just got the rerun of Arcane Tempest, and already there's a third Arcane Knife. The bait is real. Nothing very crazy about Arcane Slide Knife. It's in line with the current trend of Arcanes with some true damage, flat DR, and then the instant cooldown. You also get low speed and defense. To stand out, Layla's B skill inflicts undefended, still quite hard to come by. This is the anti-savior status. Like Marauder, Layla also inflicts the flash status in an AoE. She gets -1 cooldown every turn and has no guard to charge lethality. Layla also gets disarm trap rate the raids. Now, from her new inheritable Lookout Force C skill, this is a dagger-only skill. It grants Kanto 2 and a Shadow Shift effect, but with swap. Similar to Yuri's Foul Play, this is a ranged swap, although it's only 2 spaces instead of 3. Besides the swapping effect, this is just straight up a Kanto 2 skill for any dagger. Including Rune, you can get these new heroes on the upcoming banner. This one lasts for a while, so if you want to wait for more holiday banner reveals, then you can do so. Since Rune takes up a spot, Oswin will be an instant demote. You can get 2 free copies at least via quest this time. 3 armor demotes in a short time is pretty crazy. For skills, Oswin's inheritable lance is similar to Summer Donna's axe from last year, plus 5 attack and defense, and if you have 40 HP at the start of combat, you inflict -10 attack and defense. You also heal 10 HP after combat. It's not the worst stat stick. Now, his one interesting passive is Odd Follow-Up, which is something new for the free-to-play pool at least. Stat-wise, Oswin is a little faster than Aether. Let's just say he would be a pretty decent Frozen user, if you can get it. Now, to accompany our banner, Vaida is the Grand Hero Battle Unit. It seems like the devs remembered that they forgot to give us Lance Flyers last year, so here's another one. From the data mine, it seems like poor Zeiss is going to be immediately upstaged by Vaida. High attack and defense Wyvern with some speed to use Wyvern Flight/Rift skills. She even has a unique weapon just called the Spear, which indeed has this encounter. It grants attack and defense buffs, the low status, and then out shield to the team. Vaida gains stats based on foes within 3 rows or 3 columns, and then gets true damage and flat DR based on 10% attack. Not bad for a simple old spear. To make it a tougher decision to merge Vaida, she appears to have attack and defense Rain. This is the first Rain skill on a non-5-star unit, I believe. It's about time. To end the video, let's talk about some new features coming in Update 9.0, which is out right now. First up, if you spend money for otherworldly bonds, you can now grab units up to version 6.11 in Binding Worlds. It's going to be up to the Book 6 cast of heroes such as Legendary Veronica and Emblem. A surprising new change is that SPV merging is being increased tenfold. Nothing to complain about here. Free SP means less time SP farming. Now, for those of you that do want to complain about something, we got a new Aether raid structure, the Calling Circle, aka the Reinforcement structure. This structure calls in a unit on turn 3 with a couple benefits such as being able to act again on the turn they appear. Reinforcement units also get bonus stats equal to 2 Dragonflowers depending on the merge level of our new type of mythic heroes. From Update 9.0, new mythics going forward are going to come with a new effect, which is to activate the Reinforcement slot. The only one who gets this at the moment is Rune, our new mythic. Similar to the extra team slot, you can only play certain units as reinforcements, mainly matching seasonal, legendary, or mythics, and then blessed allies. If it wasn't clear, the Calling Circle is going to work on defense teams. That's going to be fun. In-game, there's a notification with a huge list of Calling Circle details. I'm going to try and bring up important points, but please read it if you're a serious AR player. For some general info, reinforcements spawn on turn 3, and there are offense and defense Calling Circle structures. To activate the reinforcement slot, the new mythics like Rune can go in any slot. That includes the reinforcement one if you want. Something I'm sure that's going to be fun is that you cannot check on the defense team's reinforcing units. You literally just need to go in blind. The first Dark and Anima mythics with this new effect might be a little important to pick up. Next, we got some notes on the reinforcing units themselves. When they enter on turn 3, they get the extra action. I think this is only for offense teams from the wording, not sure. Can't imagine if that applies to defense. As mentioned earlier, the new mythics will grant bonus stats to the reinforcing unit depending on their merge level. That can max out at plus 10 merges for a 20 Dragonflower boost. That's basically the equivalent to plus 4 to all stats. Now, something interesting is that if you place a mythic hero in the reinforcement slot, apparently they can get blessing bonuses now. However, this comes at the cost of their own blessing stat boost. Quite the trade-off, and it depends on how many mythics you were running anyway. Last up, some other notes. Reinforcements are disabled in Chaos Season. I feel that's kind of ironic. The Calling Circle cannot be destroyed, meaning you have to deal with the extra unit. Even if you stand on the Calling Circle, the reinforcements are just going to spawn at the nearest tile. Now, the only way to truly avoid the extra reinforcements is winning in turns 1 or 2. It's going to be interesting to see how the Calling Circle turns out, but I'm not looking forward to when new defense mythics start popping up. Anyway, it's going to be it for this Feh channel. I'll be planning to cover the new update very shortly. We got refines and new units to talk about. Thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon.